My name is James Osemensa, and I'm the instructor for final year class in entrepreneurship. As part of the activities for the final year class in entrepreneurship, I always invite industry players to come and share their experiences with my students. And this year, I thought that it was necessary to invite some of our past students who are doing so well when it comes to pitching for funding. And so I invited McHan Cosmetics, Hannah of McHan Cosmetics, Abigail Sumi of Mash Plus, and Sonny Yao Gilbert of Pionova. And they have provided very insightful lessons for my students. They have shared their experiences, how they started their businesses, how they prepare for pitches, and how they're able to win pitches. I believe that this will go a long way to assist the students in their future endeavors. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Hannah has been very consistent when it comes to coming for my class to share her experiences. Last academic year, she was here in my first year class to share her experiences, her life as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, and it's been always impressive. Thank you to all the team that made this very engagement possible.
Pitching, how we win grants from organizations, I would say one, it's the problem that we are solving. Two, it's about the teamwork, our team. And then three, I'll talk about our impact that we have on the society. And also the kind of value that we are giving to our customers and the people around. So if you take our product, for example, we are solving agri-waste crisis affecting smallholder cocoa farmers in Ghana, and as soon as possible, try and get to other countries. And then you see, mostly when you go to these farmers or these small communities in the rural areas, they find it difficult to get additional incomes, or they are either just assisting others with their farming activities. They do not earn much. But then we did research and realized that the cocoa pod that they see as waste can actually change their lives. And so we did enough research. We did a market research where we spoke to more than 50 smallholder farmers. And then they were like, okay, if you are in to help us and then process this raw material or this waste that we see it into something valuable, then why not? We are in to support. So we then started going into different locations and then advertising or creating awareness, right? And so it's a problem we are solving. When the seed, when the cocoa pod are being left on the ground for long, it decomposes and it causes black pod. I don't know whether any of you here is from a cocoa society. Yes. So when it turns into black pod, it's actually a disease that affects the cocoa seed itself, hence reducing their yield every year or every 3 months when they go to harvest their cocoa pods. And so we picking the raw material from the farm, solving this problem, and again using that problem into an opportunity for them. It's actually a problem we are solving. And this is some of the, I would say, the things that helps us to win most of the grants that we've been winning on, both Ghana and then other countries. And again, it's about the team. We have a strong team, people that are ready to serve. And so I will not talk much. I think my 5 minutes is up, so I will just give it to the next person. Thank you.
Too much with the idea. And my question is, it is out of love that you would want to do whatever you are doing. So if you don't fall in love with it, how do you go about it? And then the second question is, you did the world in school. What motivated you? The academic course itself is so much stressful that I want to give up.
I'm a startup and my idea is focusing on the international business. So how real is that as a startup business?
My name is Pastor Islam from School Medicine. My question is that I thank you very much for talking about leadership, teamwork, and that sort of thing. But one area that I want to find out is that, especially during the pitch session, the question is that anytime, if you finish this, if you graduate, we are going to be startups in various businesses. But the question that I asked her is that when you are going to pitch, which should be your ideal area of focus? Should it be product development? Should it be, let's say, equity, something? Should it be infrastructure development? Or should it just be maybe pitching for money that you can use to extend your sales and marketing? So which one should really be the area of focus as a startup? Thank you very much.
My question is, like, let's say with my brother who was talking about the repellent, talking about combining ingredients to make repellent. So I just want to know that when you had an idea that you can combine, like how did that idea even came into being that you can combine some ingredients to get a repellent? Because some of us, we have the idea, but then people are not even familiar with what we are going to do. So was it that it was in the family? Maybe your father was doing it, so you already had, or you had someone who was doing it, and then, so like you were familiar.
Because he had herbal medicine. You think that's the herbal medicine, there was herbalism in his family. Okay, so you go for the question.
Okay, so I'll start with what motivated me to start up my business. I'm from Sefrioso in the western north of Ghana. Yes, Lewin has been mentioning Sefrioso in some of his movies. I'm sure you've heard Sefrioso. And in that community, about 80% are into farming, and about 55% are into cocoa farming. So I grew up there, and I realized how young people, both females and males, were suffering. I mean, if your parents are farming and they are not getting much from their farming activities, they are not able to, take care of you as paying your school fees. Sometimes they have to drop out from school because they do not have enough money to cater for themselves, right? And then I had the opportunity to, I was a MasterCard scholar, so my fees have been paid by MasterCard foundations. And during our first year, we had a program called ILF. Yes. So they brought people, professors and other lecturers on campus to educate us on entrepreneurship, leadership, and other extracurricular we can actually focus on. So second year, during the program, I took the contacts of this man, Professor Victor Awonyo, who is the recent provost for College of, yes. So I took his contacts and I was thinking, how do I even meet this man? Like, he's a professor, how do I even enter his office? And then I love to be mentored, I love to learn, I love to take leadership position. When I was here, I was the UCOM for my department. I did statistics. So one day, I was like, okay, just go without any formula, just enter. So I went to his office and I was like, Prof, please, I want you to mentor me. I want to start up a business, but I don't know how. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. Let's go to the restaurant. Then he took me to the restaurant. He ordered for fufu. Will you eat? Let's start talking. Tell me, what do you do at your community? What problem do you think you can solve? And mind you, some of these professors are so welcoming. Like, if you're able to, enter their office and speak to them from your heart, like, just let them know that you are ready to be mentored. Actually, they will do. One of them is our prof. He's like, he's so good. He's so good and very friendly. So we had about an hour conversation, and then we're like, okay, let's start with Gary, because some of them are also into cassava farming. I went back, I did the market research, and I realized that no, Gary sometimes is very expensive, depending on the season. And then I came back to him. I brought a report. He was like, okay, what other thing do you think we can do? What activities again are they into? And I said, cocoa farm. He said, good. Now, what do they do with the cocoa pod? And I said, they don't do anything with the cocoa pod. Go and do your research and come back. So to cut the story short, I went to Sefrioso, and then I met some few farmers. And then, like I said earlier, I noticed that, oh, this is something that we can actually convert into something very, very valuable. So I went to one woman. Sometimes you might not have the skills to solve the problem that you want to solve. So you look for people that can help you. So I went to one deep village and I spent a week to learn how to make cocoa potash. I mean, when you go to YouTube and search how to make cocoa potash, you will not see anything. And you will find people around making cocoa potash. It's the deep village people, sorry to say. So I went there, spent a week, learned how to make cocoa potash, and then I came back to form a team. And then we started. So again, I would say other motivations came from the fact that the people in the community were suffering. Teenage pregnancy, school dropout, it's sad. So I was like, okay, if I can create jobs for them and create jobs for myself, because when I complete school, I would like to also sit in my office and see you on sober. You see that thing? I will not be holding. Please, it's not everyone that can go into entrepreneurship. I'm not discouraging you that if you want to go into academia field, it's a bad thing. No, we all cannot be entrepreneurs. But those who want to be an entrepreneur, then you can start finding what problem can I solve to help myself and my people. So that's how we came about the McHan Cosmetics. And then again, it's about, like I said, it's about the people that you look up to. I remember joining Prof, I think is it KIC? No, before KIC. I met you before KIC. So I remember I went to him too, and then I told him about my intentions, and he has been there for me since day one. I remember I was having a program I will say this anytime I'm being given the opportunity. I was having a program, a McHan partnership lunch, and then I spoke to Prof that, I need someone to help us with the videos and then the pictures because we are launching our site. And then he recommended someone for me. During the program, I think one of them is here, Pakwesi, the one holding the phone recorded me, right? So he was around and they went to the other part to record farmers, some stories. And then these big kings and queens are coming to our program. And you have to capture that story. I mean, kings are getting out from their cars and because of McHan, we are here. And then I couldn't find them. I almost cried. Something told me that call Prof. And I just called him and said, Prof, she said, Hannah, cry if you want to cry. Me, I'm here. Cry, just cry. And I almost cried. He was there. He was on their phone to listen to me. And then he gave me all the support that I needed to. So first, you need a mentor. You need someone to motivate you. I mean, as a student, you can't handle everything. And you need strong team. And then you need strong problem and solution. Thank you.
The truth is that whether international or local, it's about, is there a demand? You have what it takes to deliver the solution. Remember we said that we have said that there could be an opportunity, but if you don't have what it takes to deliver the solution, it will not be attractive. So for instance, you want to start a business and then you want to export to our neighboring countries. You have the financial capacity. You have the logistical arrangements. If the answer to all these questions are yes, then of course nothing prevents you, and there's an existing market. But mostly, because of the logistical requirements, financial requirements, the regulatory issues, it is better to now master your Ghana, and you can now leverage on the successes. At a certain point, your name will actually go into that particular country before your product gets there. And once your product has gained traction over there, it becomes easier to now leverage on the successes to now move into these other West African countries, to move to the African terrain, and then move into exports. So it is possible, but difficult in terms of what you need to be able to get things done. The other issue about what you must focus on when you are pitching. Should you pitch for funding to scale up? Should you pitch to invest in infrastructure? It all depends. In fact, most pitching programs will give you exactly what they are focusing on. But if there is no limitation as to what you are focusing on, then you decide as a business what you need to be able to get your solution out there, and then you go for it. My question to you is that how do you even identify that there are opportunities out there to go and pitch for? You are in your comfort zone, you are reading crop science. How would you identify that this is going on there, so let me apply, this is going on there, let me apply? How do you usually come by those opportunities. My other question is, you have identified an opportunity. They have invited you that today is Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, you are pitching in Accra. How do you prepare? How do you get yourself into that winning pitch mood? So that when you go there, you mount the stage and they give you 5 minutes, you'll be able to kill it so that they have no other option than to give you the funding. Let's get 2 or 3 other questions to add to this, and then, yes, so one.
You spoke about having a solid team with people. How do you personally choose your team?
Thank you for the opportunity. Okay, my first question is, what was your fear at the beginning of fear at the beginning? And how do you manage to break through the market? How do you manage to break through the market? How?
With their ideas. What if you have an idea which aligns with this and you want to partner? And you want to partner with them? Just like McHan Cosmetics. She's dealing with skincare and soap. What if you have hair products that aligns with her idea? Can you partner with her?
Okay, so we are.
Okay, so how I formed my team. It was one lady I supported, or I helped her to apply for MasterCard Foundation scholarship last 3 or 4 years ago. She's called Emanuela. And then I saw something in her. She's very active and ready to learn. So when she came here, when I joined the KIC Classic, then I was like, okay, let me talk to her and then see if we can collaborate. Because first of all, after identifying the problem you want to solve and the solution, you need people with diverse ideas, background, and knowledge. Because if it's only going to be about statistics and agriculture, the McHan will not reach anywhere. We needed people from different fields. And I realized that Ella was very good. She is still reading pharmacy. So I was like, okay, if you need someone that will be ready to learn from you, learn to, push the team or the company to a certain place. So that's how I realized that she can actually help us. And with the other people to the same procedure. And then when they joined, I remember there was a time that we had 2 pitches. One here at KUST, Think It Funded, that was 2023, and one at Accra, IAU. So I remember team members were waiting for me to pitch for the Think It Funded. And when I was done pitching, I have to just run to my teams, and then we had to go to Accra the same day and pitch the other day. And when we prepared that we were going to pitch for 5 minutes, when we got there, they said 3 minutes. And because we were prepared, if you understand your business and someone wakes you up that, please, tell me about your business, you'll be able to tell the person. But if you do not understand your business, that's where I think we are solving. No. So we have sat down to study our problem and solutions, our impacts, and we do understand our business. The same thing happened in 2024. I applied for the 10K funding again because I need money. We were selected, and I was supposed to pitch that day and pitch another one at Accra that took us to US. And then I had to send my team members, Ella. So Ella was pitching the same day, and that same time, I was also standing at the pulpit pitching here at Kumasi. So what I would say is that I think this one will link to how to select your team, and the other one that has to do with how to penetrate into the market. It's about the value. It's about the value you are giving. So when I came, I saw value proposition being part of the things that you should, consider when drafting powerful PowerPoints. It's about the value that you are giving to your people. So with our black soap that we sell, realize that a lot of people are selling cosmetics on the market. What to make us stand out is the value that we give to the customers. If you have skin problems like pimples, so I'm doing advertisement for myself, right? If you have skin problems like pimples, acne, body odor, some of us sometimes, you can use the products and a class of. So meaning we are not just selling a raw African black soap, we are adding value. So that's how you can, one of the ways that you can use to penetrate into the market. People will come back to buy your products. Prof, please, is that all?
The last one is possibility for partners. If somebody has a business that is in the cosmetic space aligns with what you are doing, or in the repellent space, or
or why not? There can be partnerships here. Thank you.
Abigail was answer.
Yeah, so from the team formation, how to identify.
Okay, so my question is, let's look at after the patient, luckily your group participated, and you've been given the funds to start the project. Everything is going on well. You suddenly get interest. What will be your family for your company? And also, let's take it that the business doesn't run the way you guys were expecting after receiving the money. What are you guys doing?
To some people, and you told them that your father is a tomato farmer, but he was never one. So you lied. So let's say you are pitching to sponsors, and we tell them a specific story, and later you find out that you lied. Isn't that going to collapse our business?
So how can you build on a dying business, like a business that you see that it was doing well, but all of a sudden the people stop and they lose interest in it? How are you able to manage it to get to the point?
Run through your mind, how to choose the one to move with. If you started a business and suddenly there is sharp competition, what do you do as a plan or as a coping strategy? How do you choose a mentor? Just anyone, or there are some criteria you must look out for? You decided to pitch for others. Is it that you have become a serial pitcher, doing everything? What motivated you? And then he said that in one of the pitches you indicated that you have to tell a story which wasn't the truth. Abigail. So it was like you lied. And then how do you keep a dying business running? I think I captured all that.
Yeah, I'll start with that one. I mean, so like I said, we started recycling cocoa pod into cocoa potash, and then also using the potash for black soaps. And then I remember, and then we used the same idea to win the $35,000 from KIC. So after the program, I realized that one alumni from, I will not mention the name of the foundation, else maybe some of you here will know the person. He was using cocoa pod for fertilizer. He was not using cocoa pod for cocoa potash. But then I'm sure when he or she realized that, I've already said the he realized that we are using the cocoa potash to win a lot of winning from Ghana, US and stuff. I think he just sat down to now go into cocoa potash. So now he was also using the cocoa pod to produce cocoa potash, and then he left. I don't know whether he's still producing fertilizers. And then unfortunately for us, as a startup, we went for one competition, that's hot prize. And then he was the judge. And we are pitching for $1 million. I have prepared with my team. Like we've spent so many weeks studying how to pitch so well. During our pitch, everybody or anyone sitting could, realize that, these people are doing well. Anyone who comes with us or who faces us during pitch gets to know that McHan, we don't joke with pitches because we need money. And then we've done our very best. And after the pitch, guess what? The best three were not parts. I cried when I went there. I didn't cry in front of my team because one thing about a leader, I beg, don't cry in front of your members. I didn't cry, but when they were like, McHan, Opa, the tears wants to come, I was like, you hold on. That's one of the competitions that I was like, what happened? What did I do? And then he was like, you know that the potash market is good. Why are you even doing black soap? You are not doing well. Like, can this really be, is it our fault? Why are you doing black soap? And do the potash small and then you focus on the potash alone. And I was like, wow. And then the next minute I heard that he applied for a competition. I applied that time, which is the same price, and then he got $300,000. Imagine. So sometimes facing such competitions, it's heartbreaking. But then we sat down and then we did our research, and then we needed to also put in some extra value. So now we have to learn from him what he's currently doing, and we should also build something new that he is not having, so that at least when we go for different competitions, we can also stand out. So sometimes it becomes very difficult when when you face competition, but you just have to sit down, do your research, and then add more value so that you stand out. And how to choose mentors. I think first of all, you need to know who you want. Okay, so first of all, you need to know who you want to invite into your board, right? So I have Prof. Jimmy being part of my board of directors. I have Lawyer Komia, and I'm good because that's the skills I'm looking for. He's in agriculture, and then Lawyer Komia has all the knowledge that I will need, right? So that is it. You first sit down and then talk about what do I need? What skill do I need on board? Who and who should I go to? Research about them. After that, please get the courage and then meet them. Thank you.
And then let me add something. You see, sometimes after doing all the research and getting the exact
the time for the lecture is up. Okay? But if you have questions, we can engage them. Otherwise, it's past, it's 12:41. We're supposed to have ended at 12:30. So, are there some final questions? Okay.
What's the way forward? What's the future looking like for each of the businesses? Thank you.
Okay, so McHan Cosmetics in the next 5 years, one of our vision is to reach each and every smallholder cocoa farmer in Ghana, and also being, recognized globally, and also create more jobs. So now we are doing part-time job for even students. So you can apply, you get to sell the product, and at the end of the month, you get paid for that. You also get commissions. So far, we have about 30 students selling our products. And we also, we are going to do our best that maybe by the end of 2026, our factory will be ready, where even students can come around for maybe excursions and stuff. Thank you.
The agripreneurship conversation was very interactive. We had partners from various backgrounds of the entrepreneurship, McHan, Mash Plus. It was very interactive. We were taught how to pitch, how to start up a business, how to sustain a team, how to choose a team, how to sustain a business, and some questions were answered also on partnership and on startups and on pitching. It was very interactive.
So what I would say today is I've learned a lot from my senior CEOs who came for today's event, and one thing I've realized is I have to scale up. I have to get myself with team members. I have to get a mentor. I've really learned a lot, and I think I have to start doing something for myself, not to depend on government to employ me. I have to work on myself so that I'll get there. Thank you.